Hey guys, Ozzy here. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this Jujutsu Kaisen header. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. It'll be much appreciated. And first, what I'm going to show you guys is the time lapse, and I highly recommend watching it because it'll show you step by step on how I created what I did, like this header pretty much. And if you want, I will be leaving a timestamp of whenever I start making the header. And with that being said, let's get straight into the tutorial.
Knowing with you was forever. God, I wrote you a letter. You said it followed the vision. I know that it's different, but it's better. Everything still got a season. I cannot be here forever. As long as I'm still praising God, living and breathing, I'll write you a letter. And I see where I'm going, taking a step, living in truth, and I'm doing my best. Know I got motion, talking my chest, put it in work, but ain't breaking a sweat. Bust down watch, but it's not a protect. See what I love, so I gotta protect. Done with the past, I'ma put it to rest. Knowing with you was forever. God, I wrote you a letter. You said it followed the vision. I know that it's different, but it's better. Everything still got a season. I cannot be here forever. As long as I'm still praising God, living and breathing, I'll write you a letter. Back to the top, give me lit. Touch the gas so I know what it is. Do a drama, I'm not a kid. Talk to me right or it's never again. I'm a dog, walking with pressure. With the king and I stay getting better. Changing the world, ain't changing for cheddar. The kingdom of God still gonna be here forever. Big dog status had caught me a medal. They finna see how I change for the better. Can't drip my sweater, righteous. See I'm applying the pressure. Yeah, back on the block, I had to block out the noise. I'm like this, the way he mad. Can't fight this, following God. And I know that it's priceless. Knowing with you was forever. God, I wrote you a letter. You said it followed the vision. I know that it's different, but it's better. Everything still got a season. I cannot be here forever. As long as I'm still praising God, living and breathing, I'll write you a letter. Yeah. Know that I'm done with the past. I'm going up and I'm not finna crash. Yeah. In the storm, I'm still finna sing. I'm not getting mad. I needed change. I wanted that. Knowing with you was forever. God, I wrote you a letter. You said it followed the vision. I know that it's different, but it's better. Everything still got a season. I cannot be here forever. As long as I'm still praising God, living and breathing, I'll write you a letter.
Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you only believe in me, don't you be like that? I will love you forever. If you only believe in me, yeah.
Back in the O, straight from the 8. I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed. I did it in faith, I gave it to God, and He made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes. Straight from the 8, I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed. I did it in faith, I gave it to God, and He made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes. God, I do great at this rate. I'm finna good and I'm done acting fake. Had to step out the crib, I'm done being late. I'm finna walk in the word, don't need Drakes. Bruh, I ain't shooting no demons today. I'ma keep seeking the kingdom with faith. I'ma trust in the truth so He got in my ways. And I hope that you get it today. And I hope that you find it your way. Back in the O, straight from the 8. I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed. I did it in faith, I gave it to God, and He made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes. God, I do great at this rate.
Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly.
I got God and He still got my back. Also attached, I don't need a strap. Never thought that He would take me back. I will love you forever. Yeah, now I see the truth. I'm believing in you. Back in the O, straight from the 8. I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed. I did it in faith, I gave it to God, and He made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes. God, I do great at this rate. Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you only believe the King. Yeah, won't you think like that? I will love you forever. Yeah, 'cause God, I'm believing in you. feeling the fight in my head. Had me thinking I had no left. Really feeling I'm just a mess. Don't believe all the things they say. And you see all the pain they write. They was wrong. And I'm mad that I gave you a thought, cause you know you was wrong. And I'm looking at God and I see that he's still on the throne. He told me the reason I'm living. I know that I'm gifted, I know that I'm on. And I'm keeping the vision strong, got in my dogs. And you can't tell nothing. I get the I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling blessed. I really needed some rest. I'm beating my chest, I know that he wanted my best. I'm giving God all my time and all of my mind. I know that he wanted me at home. Okay, you still need someone. Cold, just like December. I need somebody to just give me wisdom. And I found that truth and I found that pressure in that river. Yeah, I know it's him, there ain't no guessing. I won't give up. I was my biggest critic, didn't know how to love. I kept judging the way I was feeling. I couldn't help feeling different. I'd avoided my heart and I struggled to feel it. I felt alone, unappreciated to the bone, insecure down to the soul. Took my value, push it through the flow. Jesus showed the truth behind my scars. Had to rediscover who you are. People always see you for the scars, but now you really shooting to the stars. Holy Spirit, open up the door. It's okay for me to be alone. Put that living water in my soul, cause I don't need the one to make me whole. You didn't tell me to switch to the fly, but talking to God and I know he wanted. I'm so tired of fighting my mind and I swear that I'm keeping my promise. And I don't feel too good, I fight back. And I know they really don't like that. And I swear I'm getting my life back. I'ma live for God just like that. I'm afraid of my own strength, but I know with God I'm like that. I was blind to all my sin, but with God I got my sight back. I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling blessed. I really needed some rest. I'm beating my chest, I know that he wanted my best. I'm giving God all my time and all of my mind. I know that he wanted me at home. Good, you still need someone. I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling blessed. I really needed some rest. I'm beating my chest, I know that he wanted my best. I'm giving God all my time and all of my mind. I know that he wanted me at home. Good, you still need someone.
Took me over to your house to meet your family. Introduced me to them saying that you'd marry me. Then you'd look me in the eye and say it's just a joke. Then you'd kiss me and I smiled, did you even know? Maybe I was holding on to what I thought you were. But when you think too hard, eventually it starts to hurt. The version of you in my head, now I know boys are true. Fall for the wrong people, guess my one was you.
Lately I've been alone. It's been on my mind. I look at the clock and watch my time pass by. I know it's all gone. I said, where did the time all go? Dripping in quicksand, like where did the life all go? I need a lift, man, I can't stay down on the floor. Switching through seasons, like where did the time all go? Oh yeah, I got a file, I know that I get it. Talking to God when I feel like I'm tripping. Tell me I need it, be set to the mission. You know that I got it, you know that I'll get it. See, I'm ballin' like Giannis, you know that I'm different. Switch up the play and I switch the position. I be going through life so I keep on forgiving. Gave it my all in it. I said, where did the time all go? Dripping in quicksand, like where did the life all go? I need a lift, man, I can't stay down on the floor. Switching through seasons, like where did the time all go? Time all go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, tell me how just bright you are. If I can't shine, I'll fade. Jesus, make a way. It took time to find my confidence. No, I feel like less than them. I understand that I was way too nice. I thought I was humble, but I just ain't had no fight. I thought I was different, but I just ain't had no might. I thought I was good and I thought I was fine. Drop all the fake, cause you know that you're not. Looking for truth and you found it in God. Every day I would just show up inside. Here's my life. You walk by faith, and that's with confidence, and that's bold, and that's my way. You don't get scared because you know God directing your ways. You gotta be assertive in all the things that you say. Breaking all these chains. If you gon' make your decision, can't put trust in no man or nobody opinion. The one who made me only know the reason I'm living. He gave me the speak, I listen. I don't care what you got because you still need permission. I go straight to the king when I need something that's missing. That's the holiest privilege. You can't impress me. I got blessings on blessings. He turned L's into lessons. I said, where did the time all go? Dripping in quicksand, like where did the life all go? I need a lift, man. I can't stay down on the floor. Switching through seasons, like where did the time all go? Time all go.
Took me over to your house to meet your family. Introduced me to them, saying that you'd marry me. Then you'd look me in the eye and say it's just a joke. Then you'd kiss me and I smile.
Alright guys, so the first thing you guys are going to want to do is go to File, New, and make a new document that's 3000 by 1000, and then hit Create. And then what you guys are going to do is end up with something like this. And now what y'all going to do is drop y'all's render in your document. And what I'm going to do is break down this tutorial step by step and my thought process when it comes to making my type of designs or just the style of design. And for the first thing I want y'all guys to do is drop your render in, and then after that I want you guys to drop in the rest of y'all's renders that you want for your design and sort of position them in a way that looks nice to you. And the reason I'm telling y'all to do this is because me personally, I feel like to make this type of design or just this style, it is better to lay out the things you need first, so that way you can have like a visual like idea of what you want for your design, instead of just going in and dropping like shapes in the background and just randomly placing things. You can do that too. It's not like it's a bad thing to do that. It's just me personally, I feel like it's better to do it this way, just so it's easier. So once y'all get y'all's renders down, placed where y'all want them. Right now I have this one too, but I'm gonna just leave it hid right now, like hidden. So once I got y'all's renders placed where y'all want them, the next thing would be to, of course, like cut everything that y'all want or y'all don't want. So the next thing I'm going to show y'all right now is smart objects and why they're so important when it comes to designing. So let's say, for instance, you resize this, right? And now you lower it. It's going to look okay because you scaled it downwards. But once you scale it back up, you're going to lose a lot of that quality that you once had. And that's why it's so important to work in smart objects, because that's something you of course don't want. You want to keep the best quality that you can for your renders. So what I'm going to be showing y'all now is what I like to do when it comes to cutting my designs out, and just my workflow when it comes to smart objects. So you can, of course, like if you really want to, you can just resize it if you're not going to move the render around that much, and you can just cut it. You're not going to lose any quality because you're not moving it around. But I like to leave it as a smart object. Let it load quick. I like to leave it as a smart object and then go in here and then basically cut out whatever I don't need. So the reason it's so important to do this, because now let's say I'm just going to do it quick. Let's say, for instance, you don't want this, and then you hit that, and then Control D. If you ever want to get rid of that, you hit Control D. Then you're going to hit Control S to save it. And then now once you hit save, as you can see, it cut it. So what I want you guys to do now is go in and cut out what y'all don't need in y'all's renders. And for the next thing I'm going to do is show y'all how to either fill in the missing areas of your render if you have any. And how I like to do that is I like to basically have a reference for my manipulation whenever I basically paint it. So there's two ways you can really fix up your design if you really need to. you can either, let me hide that for now. You can either paint it. So this is how I painted it last time, where this is with everything on. Oh, wrong one. This one. So you can either paint it, or you can use the clone stamp tool. And make sure I hide these. Or you can use the clone stamp tool. And how the clone stamp tool works is, what you want to do is resize this layer. And how that works is you grab here. Oh, actually, I'm gonna show y'all a way I like to do it. So this helps me a lot when it comes to guiding the shape of like certain designs. So I like to grab this, and I'm just gonna hit rotate real quick just so it'll be easier. And you do that by hitting R. Then you go to your pen tool, and what I like to do is grab the edge and kind of guide it to where it looks like a finger, like the finishing missing part. And then I'll just 1 second while it loads. So you want to guide it, and then pretty much right click, make selection, and now anything in here that you paint will only hit these edges. So now what you're gonna do is hit your clone stamp tool. Then you want to do it the right way. So what I like to do is just hit it like that, paint this in, make it look good. So you're gonna make it curve to here, and I actually ended up doing that kind of wrong, but pretty much you get the gist of it. You want to curve it like a missing part of the finger. Make selection, and that should be better. And then you want to fill it in, kind of doing it kind of rough right now, but these things take time. Manipulation takes time, and you really want to, if you want your designs to look really good, of course you can like do it kind of quick, but I like to take my time when it comes to a lot of my designs. Then you're just gonna grab this color. So you want to hit Alt, click here, anything you just clicked on, and that little cross right there is what's touching for your painting, the color it's touching. So it's basically just copying what you have. Let me just fill this in right here. Now for me personally, I like to use my drawing tablet just because it blends in the colors a lot better. So what you could do, since if you have a mouse, you hit flow, and you basically just kind of like smudge it so that it looks like it blends in well, the colors. And then you're gonna grab this. What you could do too, another thing you could do, is just hit the brush tool. You hit B on your keyboard, click here, and then you can just paint it in yourself. Let me darken that a little more. And then you should be good. If you really want to, if you have a drawing tablet, or you just want to go over with a different color, you can lower it and kind of blend the colors in a little more, just so it looks almost like a paint. And then so that's how you manipulate that part of it. And I did the other one a little better. That was more just a rough one. And then for this, right, what you'll do is, how I did this, I like to get a reference image. So that, for say, move that over. and then you want to just kind of get the same shape and do like the same thing you did for the like the other side, like you did with the finger. Has a little curve to it right there. Of course I'm doing it quick, guys. It's just a tutorial, but just showing y'all basically how to do what I did. Then you want to go back to your image, but what I like to do is make a new layer when it comes to this. And let's see if I can do it. Last time I did it on my drawing tablet, so it was a little more easier. I will leave a link in the description to these brushes, and for this I like to use a paint tool. And then pretty much what I like to do is I'll just click, and I'm just basically in a way slowly adding the colors and making them like blend well. And you want to just keep doing this until you get something that you kind of like. And if it's not perfect the first time, don't worry. You just keep playing around with it. I'm not going to act like I'm a drawer or a painter myself, but over time as doing this, I got used to like just manipulating stuff to where I can get it kind of how I like. It's all about learning, guys. And then keep doing that. As you can see, we're slowly kind of getting there. So for these, I'm gonna keep like these little dark edges here. The shape's kind of off, but it's all right. Let's keep doing that. For me, I like to keep this brush a little smaller just because it smears a little better. And then, let's see. Give it that little round edge, and then I'm gonna grab these little whites so it has almost like a curve to it. I may also, since I have the video, I may show like a better example to what I did. I'm kind of doing it quick right now. And then what I did last time is I basically just grabbed these edges, like the color here. I'm gonna hit R and rotate it. And basically kind of give it like a, almost like you're sketching. Make it higher. Go with the black. I know it's not perfect, but let's see. Kind of just doing it quick. I took my time a little more on the other one. But basically you kind of get the gist of it. You want to just, you're pretty much painting at this point. Instead of going in and manipulating it yourself, you're gonna, or like, let's say there's like multiple ways you can do it. You can find an image online and maybe blend it well, but to me, I feel like for this painting, it just works a lot better. But over time, as you keep doing it, I know it looks weird right now. I would blend this in a little more here, just so it doesn't have that. It's not bad. I just need to get the, if I did do it right, I would get the lines a little better. But over time, you'll eventually end up with something like this. As you can see here, I did it a little better because I took my time a lot more because I really wanted the design to come out well. And then how I got it over here is I pretty much copied this over, or I cut it, just this little edge, and then I moved it over here, and I'll show a little example because I still have the video. I moved it over here and then pretty much blended it in to my liking. And then over time, as you're taking your time on it, you will eventually end up with something like this. And it looks exactly how it's supposed to be, as you can see. And that's why it's really important to have reference images when it comes to doing things like this, so you can pretty much get an idea of how the character was designed, or just basically it's really good to have a reference image. Alright guys, so now that y'all have y'all's renders in, next would be the text. So y'all can either make a custom text, or y'all can just go to your type tool, type in y'all's name, and I want to do it kind of quick just so the tutorial is not too long. Just something simple. I'll also go in detail on how to make a custom text as well. So if you want something like that, and then maybe you can do something for it to curve and kind of match like the flow of your render, you can do that. Control T, hit this, warp, and then maybe warp it to your liking, so that way it kind of flows a little better. Next you're gonna go right click, blending options. For the sake of the tutorial, since it'll be quicker, I'll just go ahead and pick on a layer style that I already made. So you can go ahead and copy this, inner bevel, smooth, depth 1000, 90, 0, 72 opacity, shadow mode, multiply, and then for the stroke you're gonna do size 9, opacity 100, gradient, and then you can go ahead and copy this if y'all want it. Here's the hexadecimal code. And for this one, for the second stroke, you can go ahead and copy that as well. It'll also be in the file as well, so you can copy it from one of these layer styles. Go ahead and copy that, and then that, and then eventually go ahead and get that back real quick. So you can either do something like that for your design, or you can make something like this. I have the same layer style as well for these. So how I make a custom text is, I like to have like a reference per se. So I used this one last time, and you can either go on Google and look up some ideas. Of course, you don't want to copy other people's work and like take what they made. So it's not too difficult to do. Really, all you want to do is click on your polygon tool, make a new layer, and I like to work with it next to my header. Some people like to already have it in a 1920 by 1080 document, so then they just scale it down in its full resolution. But I like to work with it next to the design, the render, because it just helps me see where I want to place it and if it looks nice next to the design. So what you would do is pretty much, so for the A, I thought of this idea when I was making it for these. I thought of pretty much just clicking, and this is all you're doing, guys, is just clicking. And then you're just making a shape out of, you're just pretty much making your own layer style letter. Then you want to go right click, fill it with whatever color, because doesn't really matter too much because you're gonna add your own layer style. Let's just say just red for now. So that ends up filling it in. Control D, and then you'll want to do the same thing, and you're pretty much just clicking and making your own shapes, and then over time you'll eventually end up with something like this. And what you'll do is with each layer you have, I have a copy over it. With each layer you have, you want to just go in, and you can, it'll be in the file, so you can just pretty much copy this, right click, copy, and then paste it to whatever lettering you ended up making. Paste layer style, and then you'll have the custom text, and then you're pretty much gonna, whatever type style you made, you're gonna just pretty much position it how you want it. What I like to do to get the full quality, like let's say, because you're going to be moving stuff around a lot to try to get what you want, I like to make a new document, 1920 by 1080, and then just drag whatever you made in here, and then you're going to just pretty much scale it. You're going to scale it up, and then you're just gonna make a new layer, and then you're gonna just basically copy what you have. I'm gonna do it really fast. You're gonna hit fill again, do that. So now you have a higher quality image one, and then you're gonna just convert to a smart object. Then you're just gonna go back in, and then you're gonna just pretty much position where you want it, so there, and then you're just gonna paste the layer style on it. And then after that, to get this look right here, to get your background, so now we're gonna make the background real quick. Make sure you have your text where you want it, and then you're pretty much just gonna click, click, and then you're just gonna fill it in with any color, and that's how you make your background. So if you guys want, just to make it quicker for y'all, so you don't have to worry about making the whole layer style, right click, copy layer style, go into the file that I have, and then copy it from Aussie text background, copy this, paste it, and then you're gonna have your border pretty much. And to get your image inside, you're just gonna drag whatever image you have. So that's the image I used, and then you're just gonna right click, create clipping mask. Oh, my bad. Whenever you do this, it's because it's a color overlay. Right click, create clipping mask. It was just because that color overlay was on. You make sure that's turned off. And after that, you're gonna want to make a gradient. Same thing, create a clipping mask, and pretty much pick whatever gradient you want or you want to make. And if you want this look, go ahead and copy the hexadecimal code. And that's how you make your background for your text. All right, now that you have that done, I'm going to show you how to change certain colors in your design by using selective color. And there's multiple ways you can do that, but what I like to do is, I already have one made here, but I'm going to show you how you basically make a selective color. You're going to want to go here and then click selective color, and then you're going to want to right click and then create clipping mask onto your render. And this is one I have pre-made, so I'm going to use this one right here. So what selective color does is it finds certain colors in your design or just the image itself and allows you to change the hues of it. So for me, I wanted to change the cyan because originally it's like a greener tone, so the cyans will mess with it. So it was more like this earlier. And pretty much what you want to do is whatever color you have, you want to just kind of mess around with the sliders till you get what you want. So I'm gonna just go with that right there, because you always want to kind of match your render to your text. So after that, I wanted to change the lightning, because originally the lightning was kind of like this pinkish look, and his character's lightning is more purple. So to change that, you're gonna want to go here, magenta, and pretty much mess around with the slider as well to get what you want. And another way you can change colors in your design, but this one's just a little better because it allows you to select the color. You can go here, hue saturation, create a clipping mask again, and you just change these. And that's for more like, for instance, if you want to do it on something like this, go to my text and click Control U, and it allows you to change the hues on your design. Or you can hit colorize and it'll make a full color, and you want to just hire this to get the bright color. But for me, I wanted kind of it to have a gradient look to it, so that's why I kept it like this. Alright guys, so that's how you change the colors in your renders or just your design in general. And next we'll move on to I think right now what I would like to do is the background and setting up the background and where you want to put everything. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you how to do your foreground, middle ground, and background. And for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to show you all three just because I feel like it'll be a little too long. So what I wanted was these two Japanese signs on the top, and they both say Hashima Kashimo. To get this look for the border, I have in the file, you can find it in these right here. You can pretty much go ahead and just make a square rectangle. What you're going to do is this. Get your text where you want it. Go to the rectangle tool. Get that. That's what you're going to do. And then you're just going to pretty much copy what I have here and then paste it onto this one. And after that, you're going to pretty much have this right here. And you can always just go ahead and take the layer styles that you have in the PSD, because it's going to be a free PSD, so y'all can just go in and learn from it. After that, what I wanted next was this almost like comic book look. So I got the idea from this right here with him being out of it. So what I thought of was him being over the lightning, almost like a comic book strip, and him standing on top of these rocks right here. And then after that, I pretty much added this background right here. Should be this one. So pretty much got it from the same image, and then I wanted this like building look to give it more depth. So I went in and I found this PNG online, and pretty much I moved it in the front, and then I added a hue saturation to it, and then I added a Gaussian blur to give it more depth to it. So after that, for the rest of my design flow, I wanted it to have this comic book kind of look to everything. So I went in and put the other render I had of Hajime right here, because it pretty much, I wanted that look to where it cut off right here. So I added that there, and then I went in and added the rest of the buildings. Should be these right here. So I got this just by splitting this in half and doing manipulation to pretty much put everything around where I want it. And then to give more depth to it, I added these wires and pretty much added a Gaussian blur to them. As you can see there. And to make that, I just pretty much made a stroke by doing this, and then right click, and then I just made stroke path, and you hit brush and it'll make like a line. So next after that, I wanted more lightning shapes, so I pretty much just got this right here and put it in the back to add to my background. Changed it to hue saturation because they were originally blue, and I wanted a darker purple to add more like depth to it, because I have brighter colors up here, so I want more darker to the back to basically separate it from the lighter colors to darker colors. And then I pretty much went in and added a Gaussian blur so he's more in focus. And then I got the idea to just pretty much flip it over and then add it more over here on each side. So now for your foreground, what I did was I added these clouds here. So to get that look, I just pretty much, you can find all this stuff in my pack as well. So I pretty much just got a cloud, and then added a Gaussian blur, and then I kept doing that, pretty much same cloud to add to the foreground here. And then I added a darker color cloud to separate it from the white to give it some depth for the middle ground. Same thing, just added a Gaussian blur to it. Oh, it's right here. So middle ground. Just added a Gaussian blur. Let it load quick. And I apologize if I'm going really fast right now. It's just it'd be too long of a tutorial to basically show y'all everything, but there is a time lapse that y'all can go ahead and watch if y'all want to go back to the beginning of the video to see what I pretty much did. So I did this to have a darker tone cloud to give it more depth to the middle ground from the foreground, and pretty much added a Gaussian blur here, added more clouds over here, and then I added a cloud to the left side, so just pretty much flipped it over. So now I have a foreground, a background, middle ground. So my middle ground's the main renders, these, and then my background's the clouds and the buildings, and these are my foreground. So what's next after I did that, I pretty much added this in right here. So what this was a halftone pretty much, and I just basically hit this on it So what that does is it adds a vector mask, and that pretty much just allows you to get a soft brush here. So what these do is anything, so you'll have like this, right? For instance, I flipped it. So these are your blacks to whites. So basically if you have black right here, that'll erase. See, you can see it adding here. And then if I add white by like clicking X, it'll flip these. It adds. So you can also flip it by hitting Control I, and it'll flip it, and then it's the opposite. So that's how you use selective mask. My apologies, vector mask. So after I added that, it just gave a little more color to the background, and I did that because I wanted more of a let me get it here, gradient look going this way. After that, pretty much all I added was a purple haze to the background to give it a little more depth to the background, and I wanted more of a purple color look. And then what I did was pretty much just made a new layer. Grab the brush tool, lower this down a bit to like here. Make sure the hardness is on 0. I'm just gonna let it load real quick. Make sure the hardness is on 0. And then I just got the color purple from here. And then I gave it just a gradient look to the background just to add to it. Next, I wanted the foreground to kind of have a little more color to it. So basically the same process I did with the purple, I added to the very top right here. So I did more of a blue color just to add a little more of a haze effect to the foreground. So it gives it like almost like a depth effect pretty much. Now that I got everything pretty much to my liking, I'm going to show you guys how to do your shadows and your highlights. It'll give a little more of a realistic look to your renders and just makes your renders blend in well with your design. So next I'm going to show you guys how to do your shadows. So this is what your render would look like once you pretty much have all your shadows and everything done with. So to do shadows, what you'll want to do is go here, go to your render, go to curves, and then right click, create a clipping mask, and then you're going to just lower this, and then you're going to hit Control I, and then you're going to go here to flow 22, and then you're going to just want to have the white, make sure your brush is white because that makes everything appear. And then if you hit X, it'll turn your brush black and that makes everything disappear. So what you're going to do now is pretty much go in, put shadows where you feel like it's needed. So for instance, in here, in these darker areas, here, because the lighting's hitting here, so you want some more here. You're going to want to make sure you always watch out for lighting. So lighting's hitting here, so maybe just a little more down here. I kind of need it here though, just because I need it for my render. So after a while, you kind of just want to keep adding shadows till you get what you like. And then over time, you'll end up with something like this. And after that, you want to pretty much go to each and every one of your renders and add a curves layer and add shadows the way they're supposed to be added. And there's plenty of tutorials online that talk about how shadows and lighting works and the way lighting hits certain areas to make your shadow appear. So that's pretty much how you do your shadows. And now what I'm going to show you guys is how to add your lighting, like this for instance. So what you want to do is go here, solid color, and then pick whichever color you guys want. Hit OK. And then same thing again. Control I, flip it, make sure it's white. Put your flow on 22, and then make sure it's on screen. And then what you're gonna do now is just basically pick certain areas you want your lighting in. So here, then here. Anything that kind of like looks good that you think is good to your liking. And then next I want some more blue, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. New, solid color. Control V to paste it. And then same thing again, screen. And then you're gonna hit Control I on here to flip it. And then same thing, make sure you're white. Then you're gonna hit click, click, wherever you want it. Here, here, a little bit here. And then now I got something I'm comfortable with and I kind of like. You'll eventually end up with something like this. After that, I'm going to show you guys how to render out your project. So what you want to do is click the top layer, go all the way down to the bottom, shift click, Control G, and that's going to merge all your layers into a group. And then you're going to want to title it main. And then after that, you're going to Control J, and what that's going to do is copy your layer. And then next, what you want to do is hit Control E, and that's going to merge all your layers together. And now what you're going to want to do is right click, convert to smart object. And the reason we're doing this is because it's always better to have your layer as a smart object, so you can just pass like your smart filters back and forth to basically, it's just easier for you to move your smart filters around. And if you guys want, you can go ahead and use my smart filter that I have pre-made in this file in your design. It pretty much works really well for most designs, and all you got to really do is just go in and edit it to your liking. So what I'm going to do now is drag it onto the new one. I'm gonna let that load real quick, and there you go, guys. As you can see, you added the smart filter to your design, and now I'm gonna show you guys how I like to add my blurs and my sharpen and my camera raw filter. So what I like to do is go into camera raw filter, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it from the beginning. So you're gonna go here, filter, camera raw filter. Alright guys, then from here what you're going to want to do is go into here, and you're going to pretty much mess with your exposure, your contrast, to get kind of what you like and what looks good to you. And I like that right there. Now your highlights, you're going to mess with these, get something you kind of like. Let's say about there. And now your shadows. This pretty much shows how much shadow you're seeing and how dark you want it, or how much less you want to see of it. So I would say about there. And then these are your whites. Just go ahead and mess with this a little bit. And then your blacks, I like it right about there. Next, these are your textures. So what this does is it adds a little bit of texture to your design. And this is your clarity, and this is how clear your image will be. So you never want to go too much on this. So what you want to do is maybe just right about there. Right there. And then your dehaze, it shows pretty much how much haze you want in your design. So I like mine right about there. And then your vibrance pretty much is how much color is in your design. You never want to do too much, so I would like mine like right about there. Right there is nice. And then after that, you can go ahead and play with your curves a bit if you want to. I would say like right about there. Your details, I don't really mess with too much. Your color mixer, if you want, you can go ahead and mess with your colors a bit. But I never really use it too much. Your color grading, what this does is it messes with your midtone, your shadows, and your highlights. So for me, I want a little more purple, maybe a little less, maybe like right there. And what you guys can do is just go in and just mess with all this stuff. For me, this is pretty much how I would want it, and it looks good. So what you're gonna do now is whenever you get everything you want, you're gonna hit OK, and you're gonna want to let that render out. All right, so next I'm gonna show you guys how to do your blurs. So for your blur, what you want to do is go to Filter, Blur Gallery, Tilt Shift, and what Tilt Shift does is it pretty much blurs your top and bottom layers. So what I like to do is go about there. I don't want to do too much, and then I like it about there just so it blurs the bottom and top really well. And I like mine around 5 or 4. That should be good. Let me move it up a little more. And then once you guys get what you want, you're going to want to hit OK. And that's how you do your blurs. And now for your smart sharpen, what you're going to want to do is go to, turn that off real quick. Now I'm just going to let it load. Alright, so for your smart sharpen, what you're going to want to do is go to Filter, Sharpen, Smart Sharpen. And then what you want to do is put it around 150 to 100, depending on what looks good for your design. Let's say about there. And you can preview it, unpreview it to see what you like. And then whenever you get what you like, just go ahead and hit OK. And now to export your design, what you're going to want to do is go to File, Export, Save as Web Legacy. And then you're going to want to hit Save. And then you're going to pretty much want to save it to your desktop or wherever you want it. And that's it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry it took so long, but I pretty much went to go in depth of how you make this style of design. I will be leaving timestamps so you can go ahead and just click to the video to wherever you want to go and find something that you're looking for. And again, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.